Hi there, I'm Rebecca and a really warm welcome back to my channel, Pumpkin Becky. In this week's video I'm going to directly contradict a video I made a week or so ago, and I'm going to repot my Acer palmatum Katsura. Wish me luck. When I was repotting my maple forest, I pointed out that Katsura, being a variety of Acer that will leaf out really early, had just completely overtaken me this year, and the leaf was just too advanced to actually pot on. Now that is true, that still holds true. However, I am now very concerned about what the roots are doing, bearing in mind the last couple of repots I've done where I've got roots I haven't really looked at properly since I got the trees. And I also think that a slightly bigger pot will just help it maybe get a little bit more vigour. So I don't want to do too much to the roots, but I do want to make sure I've had a good look at the surface roots to be sure that they're starting to form the way I want them to. A lot of the marks you can see on the trunk are wiring scars. That's me being a novice, you know, hands up, I'm a novice. So I've done quite a bit of sort of experimentation with this tree, but I love it. I still love it, even though it is flawed beyond belief. I don't care. It's all part of the process as far as I'm concerned. It's all about learning, and hey, I haven't killed it yet, so that's good. So I think in all likelihood I'm probably going to go up to something like this size. It's not too much more soil that the plant will struggle with the moisture and oxygen balance, but it's enough that hopefully it will reinvigorate it. So first job is to get this out of its pot. It isn't wide in at all. And lifts out really cleanly, so that's good. So I'm going to take this pretty steadily because, like I said, I don't want to damage the roots too much. I just want to enable them to grow on out into the new soil space they're going to have, and just check what's going on at the top here. So removing any weed and moss growth. Nice white growing root tips, so that's always a good sign. This is going to have been a very young tree from B&Q. Here's its little ticket. The reason I like buying these is because the really young ones don't have any grafting at all. If you go for the next size up, then generally speaking they are grafted onto a different root stock, but the younger ones are not. We've got some roots that are tending to go round the pot, so it will be a good opportunity to just address that. And I'm just going to reiterate that this is the wrong time to be doing this work. The leaves are too far out. And the main reason I've gone back on my decision to actually work on this tree is that several people in the comments and the live chat did sort of say, oh, come on, you can do this. Just protect it afterwards. Don't go and stick it in full sun or where it's going to get frosted. So if it goes wrong, no. This is my learning tree. This is all fine. And what it does demonstrate is that you can't just do bonsai with the top. You have to look at the roots as well. I've got lots of roots that are going straight down. I've got some crossing ones, some stacked ones, and really these should have been addressed 2-3 years ago maybe, but they weren't. I left them, and that's absolutely fine. I've made the job harder for myself now. As I replied to one of the people who commented in the video, I'm not a big fan of those sort of big elephant foot, fully fused root systems. They're not my bag. I prefer a more delicate root system on maples and all deciduous actually. And I'm not saying I don't like thick roots, I do. It's the ones that are that they are called fused roots, and they just sort of form almost like a hard pan way out from the tree. Yeah, they're just not my personal favourite. I always worry that in these videos I say, I am not going to do XYZ because of, and then I end up doing it anyway. What's worrying me is that at the very base of the tree there are some stacked roots, some very thick roots, and I just feel like actually I need to have a look at them. I have stacked roots here. I've got this one that comes outwards, but it is underneath this one that goes straight down. I think I've got to take this one off. It actually looked like I'd taken another root off the top of that previously. Now I've got to try and get that out. There's lots of roots in there just coming straight down from the tree. Let's see what I can do about cutting those out. I definitely seem to be in the in for a penny, in for a pound phase of the repot. I won't be putting this in the greenhouse while it recovers. I will leave it out on its bench. It's north facing, it stays pretty cool but doesn't get frost at night. It's nice and protected by the wall of the house. Cracky. This is not the repot I'd planned. This is going to be a really quick one. Gosh. And well, that wasn't quite meant to happen. But I think that the future of the root system is going to be improved because of doing that. I shouldn't have left it so long. That is absolutely my fault. And yes, this is not the time to be doing it, but I'm just going to mollycoddle this tree from now on until it starts sort of putting on some better roots. Right, let's look at that bigger pot. It is pretty big, but I think it's still appropriate. It'll be fine. This is one of those flower pots that has an awful lot of levels in the bottom with some really big holes, so I'm going to go for my screen door mesh again. Yeah, I bought a sheet of it, and for a pot like this it's probably the best option. I'd have to try and fill those holes with so many bits of proper mesh that would just be ridiculous. So I just lay the whole sheet in the bottom and it will prevent the soil components coming out. I'm taking a big thick chunk of wire and I'm going to pass it through one of the holes You might have to cut or stretch the mesh. There we go, it's gone straight through. And then I am also going to bring it back up through another hole. Okay, so I've got the wire coming out one hole, in another. I'm just going to wrap it around the trunk of the tree just to stabilise it, just to stabilise it in the pot until its roots really get going. So now I can start backfilling with some soil components. So I consider this to be the front because this branch comes towards you. You've got a nice clean view of the trunk. So I'm going to bring the stabilising wire up the back. And just wrap it round a few times. So she's safely repotted, and I'm going to return her to the bench so that she can recover where she's used to, rather than bringing her here into the greenhouse where there's much more sun. I think she'll be happier back on the bench. I've just given her a quick water. I'll give her another water in a minute once that sort of started to go through. Just having a quick look for any signs of aphid. There are some that I can see. Go away. Go away. You are neither desired nor required. Right, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to me here on YouTube. And until next time, bye.